Come into your comfortable seated position, keeping your head above heart, heart above pelvis, lovely lung spine, shoulders soft away from the ears. Bring your hands to your knees, either palms facing up or facing down, whatever you feel is good for you in your practice today. And we're just going to connect deep to our breath. Releasing thoughts from our mind, bringing the focus back to each inhale and each exhale. If you're holding any tension in the body, just send your awareness down to this area, and every exhale you feel that tension slip away from the body. Those muscles release and relax deeper down towards the ground. We just want to bring our right hand to our heart center here now and bringing the left hand to our stomach. We're going to do a lovely belly chest breathing technique here. So as we inhale nice and deep, we inhale into the belly and sending it up into the chest. Exhaling from the chest and releasing the breath from the belly. Again, inhale into the belly and rising into the chest. And exhale from the chest and releasing out of the belly. Again, inhale into the stomach, rising up into the chest, and exhale from the chest and releasing the air from the stomach. Inhale again into the stomach, lifting to the chest. Exhaling, releasing from the chest and releasing from the stomach. Keep continuing this in your own time, as if we're filling up a water bottle from the bottom all the way to the top. And as we exhale, it's like we're tipping out the water from the top of the bottle down from the bottom. Releasing those hands now, coming back to normal breath. We're going to do lovely deep inhales through the nose and exhale through the mouth. Again, inhale through the nose, exhale, release from the mouth. Inhale from the nose and exhale, release from the mouth. Lovely. Bring your breath back to a natural flow. And ready for our asana practice, slowly opening the eyes. Whenever you're ready, mindfully move to a tabletop position, hands underneath shoulders, knees underneath hips, tops of the feet to the mat. Coming into your cat-cows, inhale, dip the stomach, lift the chest and the chin. Exhale, begin to arch the spine, dropping the head and neck. Inhale, transition through the spine back to cow pose. Exhaling all the way through to cat pose. Continue this lovely movement in your own time. Just make sure we feel the stretch of the skin of the stomach as we inhale, and exhale, stretching the skin of the back as we exhale. Lovely. Strengthening pose now. We can push into the tops of the feet, lifting the knees. Inhale, back to your cat pose. Exhale, arch the spine, push into the tops of the feet, lift the knees. Inhale, back to cow pose, and exhaling back to cat, push into the tops of the feet, lift the knees. From there, coming back to a neutral tabletop position, strengthening posture now. We're going to ground the left palm, reach the right arm in front, take the left leg back. Inhaling, stretching out, and exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, stretch out, exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, reach forwards, 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 exhale, elbow to knee. Lovely. Bring those hands and knees back down. Opposite side. Left arm reaches forwards, right leg reaches back. Inhale, big stretch, exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, stretch out, elbow to knee. Inhale, stretch out, exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, stretch out, exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, stretch out, elbow to knee. One more time, inhale and exhale, elbow to knee. Drop those hands and knees back down. From here, we're going to take the knees nice and wide, sit bones back to the heels, come into a lovely active child's pose, reaching those arms forwards, maybe coming up onto the fingers to feel a lovely deep stretch through your spine, into your shoulders and arms. Breathe into the hips here, as this is a lovely gentle hip opener. Whenever you're ready, mindfully move back to a tabletop position. We're going to tuck those toes under, start to squish the toes into the mat just to gain a bit of flexibility there. And whenever you're ready, squeeze in the core. We're going to send the tailbone all the way up into a downward facing dog. So take a few deep breaths here. You can begin to walk out your legs, bending one knee in towards the chest and then the other, stretching out the hamstrings and the calves. Make sure you even the weight between the hands and the fingertips. And as we exhale, bringing each heel a little bit closer to the mat and trying to straighten out our back also. Maybe a little rock into those hips as well, side to side. Lovely. From there, we're going to inhale, look forward, and as we exhale, slowly walk the feet to the front of the mat in between your hands. Exhaling, dropping the head and neck, letting our upper body fold over those legs in our Uttanasana forward fold. Let the head and neck hang loose and let those arms hang loose as well. Feel free to come into a ragdoll here as well, rocking your upper body side to side. Breathing into the hamstrings and also maybe breathing into the lower back. Squeezing the core here on your next inhale, slowly rising up all the way, keeping the spine arched. Stacking each vertebra on top, rolling the shoulders back, lifting the head and the neck. So coming here now into our Tadasana pose at the front of the mat, we're going to keep the feet hip distance apart. The tailbone is tucked, stomach in, shoulders are soft, away from the ears, arms at the side of the body, palms face forward. We're going to start with the feet, so we're going to inhale, lift the toes, and exhale, ground them down. Inhale, lift the heels, and exhale, ground them down. Coming into Asana Salutation, inhale, rise up, reach the sky. Exhale, forward fold all the way down. Inhaling, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold, hands down. Right foot steps back into low lunge, left foot back into plank. Drop the knees if you want to, chest and chin comes down. Inhale, cobra, and exhale, downward facing dog. 3 deep breaths here in down dog. Feel free to move out those legs, tailbone nice and high, even the weight into the palms. Inhale, look forwards, and exhale, option to walk to the front of the mat. Take a big step to the front, or you can bend your knees into your chest and take a little hop to the front of the mat, whatever feels good. Once we're there, inhale, halfway lift. Exhaling, forward fold. Inhale, rise all the way up to the sky, reach the fingertips high. Exhale, hands come down to heart center. We go again. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhaling, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold, hands down. This time the left leg steps back, low lunge. Right leg steps back, plank. Chaturanga now if you want to, or knees, chest, chin. Inhaling, cobra. And exhaling, rolling through to your downward facing dog. 3 deep breaths. Again, feel free to bring movement in your down dog, or if stillness feels good here. From there, again, inhale, look forwards, walk, step, or jump to the front of the mat. Once we're there, again, inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise all the way now, reach the fingertips to the sky. Exhale, hands down to heart center. We're going to go again on your next inhale, rise all the way up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold, hands down. Step the right foot back, low lunge. Left foot follows into plank, chaturanga or knees, chest, chin. Inhale, cobra. And exhale, rolling through to your downward facing dog. 3 deep breaths. Find movement or stillness, whatever feels good. Inhale, look forwards. Exhale, walk, step or jump. Inhaling to your halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise all the way up. Exhale, hands down to heart center. And again, take your inhale, rise all the way up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhaling, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold, hands down. Left foot steps back, low lunge. Right foot follows into a plank. Knees, chest, chin or chaturanga come down. Inhale, cobra. And exhale, downward facing dog. Again, 3 deep breaths. Finding movement or finding stillness. Whatever feels good for your down dog. From here, we're going to inhale, look forwards. Exhale, walk, step or jump to the front. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise all the way up. And exhale, hands down to heart center. Preparing for our chair pose now, we're going to inhale, lift those arms all the way up, and as we exhale, sit down onto your imaginary chair, nice and deep. We want to tuck the tailbone, stomach in, weight into the heels, maybe lift the toes if you want to. Straighten out those arms, energy in the fingertips. One more breath. And then as we exhale, we're going to forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold, hands down. Right foot steps back, low lunge. Left foot steps back, plank. Again, knees, chest, chin or chaturanga. Inhale, cobra. And then exhaling your downward facing dog. Take 3 deep breaths. Again, movement or stillness. Going to continue into a lovely Vinyasa flow practice now. So on your next inhale, we're going to take the right leg all the way up into a 3-legged dog. Exhaling, knee into the chest, rolling the shoulders over the wrists and dropping the foot to the front. The back foot plants 45 degrees. And then squeeze in the core, we're going to inhale, lift up into a warrior 1. Keeping the hips facing forward, we just want to bring that left hip towards that front knee. Arms nice and tall, knees bent just over our ankle. Bring the gaze up to the sky or ahead in front of us, energy in the fingertips. As we exhale, we're going to roll out into warrior 2, hips facing the side, arms follow this time, knees still over the ankle here. Arms shoulder height, gaze is forwards. Rotating the front palm, inhale, reach forwards, and exhale, we're going to scoop the air to the back into a reverse warrior. Back hand is on the thigh or the calf. Exhaling now, back to a warrior 2. We're going to straighten both legs, hips still face the side. Bring those arms out, shoulder width apart. We're going to reach forwards and exhale, bending at the hip, coming into Trikonasana, our triangle pose. Reaching that right hand down to the ankle. Left arm nice and high. From there, squeeze the core, inhale, come back all the way up. We're going to rotate the hips now, facing that front knee again, keeping both legs straight. Hands come to hips, roll the shoulders back, the elbows together, open the chest as we inhale, and as we exhale, forward fold. Bring the stomach and the chest down to the thigh. Arms can come down to the floor and drop in the forehead to your knee. Breathing here. Squeezing the core now, bringing the hands back to hips. We're going to inhale, rise all the way back up. Arms all the way up, bending that front leg, warrior 1, and exhale, hands come down to the front of the mat. Step back into plank. Knees, chest, chin or chaturanga. Inhale, cobra, and exhale, downward facing dog. So coming into the opposite side now, we're going to inhale, take that left leg all the way up, 3-legged dog. Exhaling, knee into chest, roll the shoulders over the wrist, drop the foot in between the hands at the front, back foot 45 degrees. Squeeze in the core, we're going to inhale, rise up into your warrior 1. Again, remember the hips face forward, the knee is just above the ankle. And then we take those arms all the way up. Biceps next to ears, energy in the fingertips. Keep breathing. And exhaling out into warrior 2. Arms come shoulder height now, keeping that front knee bent. And the gaze comes at the front, down the front middle finger. Rotating the palm to face the sky, reach forwards, and as we exhale, scoop the air behind us, coming into reverse warrior. Keeping that front knee bent. And then we're going to exhale, come back to warrior two. Straighten both legs now, hips still face the side. Ready for Trikonasana. Reaching the upper body forwards and exhaling, bending at the hip. Bringing the left hand down to the ankle, right hand reaches up to the sky. Keep breathing here, keep both legs straight if we can, opening the heart. From there, squeeze the core, inhale, rise all the way back up. Rotate the hips now to face that front knee. Remember, both legs are nice and straight. Hands to hips, roll the shoulders. Inhale, open the chest. And as we exhale, forward fold, bring the chest down to the thigh. Arms can come down to the floor and drop the forehead down towards your knee if you can. Breathing into the hamstring here. From there, we're going to squeeze the core, hands come to hips, lifting all the way up, bend in the front knee, warrior one, arms up, exhale, bring those arms down to the front of the mat, step back into plank, chaturanga, knees, chest, chin, inhale, cobra, and exhaling to your downward facing dog, 3 deep breaths. From there, we're going to bring the knees down nice and wide, coming into an active child's pose. Reaching those hands forwards, feeling a lovely deep stretch along the spine, shoulders opening. And breathing into your hips. Take a deep breath to relax here. Inhale, rise up back to your tabletop and then into downward facing dog. Inhale, look forwards. Exhale, walk, step or jump to the front of the mat. Inhaling, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. And this time we're going to inhale, rise up, but sit down onto your imaginary chair, coming back to chair pose. Again, weight into the heels, lift the toes if you can, energy in the fingers. And then as you exhale, straighten out, bring the hands down to heart center. Lovely. We're going to take ourselves now to the center of our mat, coming into a wide-legged stance. So you may want to rotate the mat out to the side. So come as nice wide-legged as you can. Hands come to your hips, bringing the weight into the outer edges of the feet here. We're going to inhale, roll the shoulders, open the chest, and as we exhale, forward fold, coming all the way down. You can bring the hands down to your mat, fingers in line with the toes. And then bending those elbows, we're going to bring that head close down towards the mat as far as we can. Every exhale, deepen yourself into this posture. Lovely. From there, we're going to walk the fingertips now over to the left foot. Bring the forehead down to your left knee and breathing into the side body. From there, inhaling back to center, walking the hands over and exhaling, continuing to walk the hands over to the right foot, exhaling the forehead down to the right knee. Again, breathing into the side body. Inhale back to center. We're just going to take another deep exhale, bring the forehead as close as we can to the floor. Bring those hands now to hips, squeeze the core, inhale, rise all the way up, nice and slowly. Lovely. We're going to windmill those arms down to the front of the mat, stepping back into a plank position. From there, we're going to come down onto our forearms into forearm plank. Get yourself comfortable as we're going to come into dolphin plank postures. Inhaling, pushing into dolphin, tailbone nice and high. Exhaling, rolling back out into forearm plank. Inhale, push up, dolphin. Exhaling, forearm plank. Inhale, rise into dolphin. Exhale, forearm plank. And again, inhale, rise, dolphin. Exhale, forearm plank. One more time. Inhale, dolphin. Exhale down to your forearm plank, inhaling dolphin here, and then bringing yourself up onto your palms into downward facing dog. On your next exhale, bring those knees all the way down, slowly coming down onto your hips and onto your chest, bringing your elbows underneath your shoulders now, coming into Sphinx pose. In Sphinx, we feel a light sensation in the lower back as we push the pelvic bone down into the mat, lifting the chest, roll the shoulders back and take a few deep breaths here, sending it deep into the heart center, keeping the chin lifted. And as you exhale now, take your chest all the way down, ear to mat, for a deep breath. From here, we're going to take the gaze forward and bring the palms next to the rib cage, shoulders back, elbows nice and tight in towards the body. Inhale, push into the palms. We're going to lift the chest now into a cobra. So in cobra, there's a deeper compression now into the lower back. Keep the heart open, keep the shoulders away from the ears. If this is too much for you, come into baby cobra or maybe a sphinx pose again. Breathing deep into the lower back and opening the heart. And then as you exhale, we're going to slowly bring that chest all the way down, ear to the mat. Take a deep breath. This time we're getting ready for our bow pose. So bringing the ankles towards the sit bones, reaching the arms to hold the outer edges of the feet. And on your inhale, we're going to push the feet into the palms of the hands to help us lift up. Inhale, lift the chest and the knees, pushing the backs of the feet into the palms. Keep breathing nice and high. And exhale, slowly bring that chest down and the knees, taking those feet back down, nice and slow, ear to the mat. Lovely. Coming back into a cobra, so hands next to the rib cage, pushing into palms, lift up cobra, tuck the toes, exhale downward facing dog. And then on your next exhale, coming into a child's pose. Nice wide knees here, sitting the sit bones back to the heels, reach the fingertips forward, take a deep breath. Whenever you're ready, we're going to inhale, look forwards and come back to a tabletop position. Cross the ankles behind us, rolling over, bringing the sit bones down. Take your time to come to the sit bones however you like. I've just scooted forwards, just so we've got enough room now to recline back onto. Bringing the knees nice and high now, and the ankles as close as we can to the sit bones, so we can just brush the backs of the ankles with the fingertips. We're going to roll the shoulders in, squeezing the shoulder blades together so the chest is risen. Palms facing the floor, coming into our bridge pose. Squeezing the core, we're going to inhale, lift the hips all the way up, chest to chin. Exhale, release down. And again, inhale, lift the hips, chest to chin. Exhale, come back down. Inhale, rise up, chest to chin. Exhale, come back down. And again, squeeze the core. Inhale, rise up, chest to chin. Exhaling, coming back down. Lovely. So from here, bring the knees into the chest, give ourselves a nice hug. Take yourself a little bit more forwards if you want to, because we're going to prepare for shoulder stance and plow. So coming back into how we set up for our bridge, shoulder blades come in, squeezing the core. We're going to lift the sit bones, catch the lumbar spine now, the lower back with the palms. And then we're going to start to walk the palms along our spine, bringing the hips above our shoulders. Make sure the elbows are tucked in towards our body. Make sure hips above the shoulders, knees above hips, ankles above the knees. Take yourself into a plow pose, bringing one leg down behind us and then the other. If your toes don't reach the ground behind them, that's perfectly fine. Just go where you can. Maybe release the hands from the lower back. Breathing here. If you want to come into snail, you can bring one knee down towards your ear and the opposite knee comes down to the other ear. Squeezing the head nice and slightly here. Breathing into that lower back. And then just to come out of the posture, lifting those knees away, core control, squeezing the abdominal muscles as we slowly lower each vertebra down. Wherever you are, bring the knees into the chest. Give yourself a nice big hug. And maybe gently rock side to side. From here, you can either roll along the spine to come onto the sit bones or rotate to the right hand side, slowly bringing yourself up. Coming into a staff's pose now. Legs out nice and long in front of us. Squeezing the legs now, lifting the kneecap, the tops of the thighs should feel nice and hard here, flexing the toes back towards our face. Head above heart above pelvis. Arms at the side of the body, squeeze. Inhale, rise up. We're going to exhale, forward fold, bringing the hands either to the feet, the ankles, or the shins here. Wherever you are, just make sure you're dropping the head and neck down. Breathing into the lower back and breathing into the hamstrings. From here, grounding the palms, slowly rising all the way up. Lovely. Coming into Baddha Konasana, our butterfly pose. Soles of the feet together, knees out to the side, head above heart, heart above pelvis. Butterfly breaths. Inhale, knees into chest. Exhale, bring the knees down. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, knees down. Lovely. Coming into our forward fold in Baddha Konasana. Inhale, straighten the spine, reaching the arms up, and exhale, forward fold. Wherever you are here, just make sure we reach forwards but drop the head and neck down. Breathing into the inner corners of the thighs and the outer hips here. From here, we're going to ground the palms, slowly inhale, walk the hands back towards the body, lifting all the way up. Lovely. Take your time now to come down onto the mat. I like to bring the knees up, squeeze the core, hands in front, and as we exhale, slowly lower each vertebra all the way down. So we're reclining slowly onto the mat. Shoulders reach the mat, head and neck comes back. Lovely. From there, we're going to bring the knees into the chest, give ourselves a big hug, rock side to side. You can bring the hands to the knees here and rotate out in circles, massaging the lumbar spine. Deep tissue massage to the lower back. From there, we're going to bring the arms out into a T shape. And then we're going to cross the left leg over the right knee and exhale, bring the knees down to the right hand side. Grounding the left shoulder, bringing the gaze over to the left hand side. Deep spinal twist here. Take a few deep breaths. Squeezing the core, we're going to lift the knees up, uncross the legs and coming into the opposite side, crossing the right leg over the left and exhaling, knees down to the left hand side. Ground that right shoulder and bring the gaze to the right hand side. Again, take a few lovely deep breaths here to yourself. Again, from here, squeeze the core, bring the knees back to center, uncross those legs. What we're going to do here is come into our lovely happy baby pose. So bring the knees towards the shoulders, open the legs, soles of the feet to the sky, hold the outer edges of the feet and exhale, bring the knees deeper towards your armpits, maybe rock side to side. Take a few more deep breaths. From here, we're going to grip the fingers onto the toes and straighten out those legs into a wide-legged pose here. Again, maybe rock side to side. Continue with happy baby if this is too difficult for you. Releasing the legs now, give ourselves one last squeeze, self-love into the chest, and as we exhale, slowly, gently come out into our Shavasana. Traditional Shavasana is lying flat onto the mat. Legs as wide as the mat, toes fall out to the side, arms lie at the side of the body, palms face the ceiling. Relaxing the head and the neck. With every exhale, release the body deeper down towards the earth, removing the thoughts from our mind, breathing through the nose, keeping the mouth closed. Here I recommend playing 2 different songs here. You can either play Omkara, Remember, or Devi Prayer by Craig Paris and Ananda. So maybe pausing the video and take your 10-minute deep relaxation. When you're ready, bringing awareness back into the body and making your way to the right hand side into the fetus position. Here we let the blood flow and the organs fall in the opposite direction of the heart, giving our heart some space and also helping to re-energize our body as we awaken from our deep relaxation. Whenever you're ready, mindfully move to a comfortable seated position as we try and keep our eyes closed. Bringing your hands in prayer at heart center, lifting the sternum to reach the thumbs. Here we honor our body. Bringing the thumbs now to your third eye, in between your eyebrows. Here we honor our mind. Bring the palms now just above the head. Here we honor our spirit. Bring the palms back down to heart center. In yoga, we connect our mind, body and spirit, always bringing balance to our daily lives. Namaste.